Hello everyone, I am Rajesh Kumar, the founder and the chief trainer of Hidunavo. Today I am pleased to announce that one more animated live I am going to release here for all the folks, telecom folks, right? So what do you need to do? You have to go on the hidunavo.com, come under the lab section, and the last one, as you can see, 5G NR RedCap Interactive Lab, right? So it will be look like this. Here I have added completely 6 module. Each module is having the covering starting introduction to the basic, to the configuration, to the protocol, to the deployment, to the Amarisoft testing, right? So let's click one by one and you can see what the feature you can see it, right? Why RedCap you can see in the through the animation all the here you can see the comparison that why RedCap is needed. Target use case you can see that, right? Just you can click and you can see all the details, right? You can play with that, right? And you can see the impact on the throughput, complexity reduction, key feature, right? Every detail you can see through the animation. You can do that all the configuration here, right? Removed feature, evaluation, roadmap, configuration example, check knowledge, everything detail I have mentioned it here. Same way UE perspective you can see the detail, right? UE capability information, how you can check it, right? In the detail you can play with that and see the you can see the impact as well, right? Half duplex FDD, how it the structure is there, modulation and the MIMO, how EDRX and the radio resource module works, complexity summary, configuration example as per the Amarisoft app, and also you can check the knowledge in the module 2. Lab 3 where the network perspective, how the network knows that whether it's a UE is red cap or the normal UE. So all the detail here I have tried to cover it. Same way the configuration perspective, and you can exactly play with the what's the role of the EDRX and how it can impacting the battery life as you can see, and the coverage gain, how the PUS's repetition factor play the role. So everything you can detail. BWP and then CDSSB, right? You can play with the parameter. Can you see the impact, right? Which is exactly you can see that. So all the concepts are fully aligned with the 3GPP, so you can play with that RRM, right? As you can see the movement, you can play with this one. Same way you can do that. EDRX and the power saving mode, how exactly works, you can exactly play with that. Small data transmission, how is exactly is happening, right? Same way the configuration perspective you can play with that. Coverage enhancement, how exactly it can improve the coverage, right? You can see every detail through the animation, all the impact, right? Perfect. Then 5G code aspects, right? You can play with the animated signaling, every detail UE node B 5G code summary, check knowledge, every detail you can see that. Protocol signaling label, right? Also mention which aspects, what title, what is the relevance, right? Every detail you can exactly play with that. With the every layer, RLC layer, right? Every detail exactly I have tried to cover it here. Mac layer, file layer, Amarisoft configuration, log analysis, some basic scenario I have covered, check knowledge, right? Every detail you can see through there. Then the deployment lab perspective, right? Exactly how you can exactly deploy it. So that perspective I have tried to RedCap dedicated preamble perspective. You can exactly see the impact, right? And all the detail which SIV1 contains. And then you can simulate it here exactly, right? You can play with the parameter, you can see the exactly what is the impact on the throughput, downlink, uplink, coverage gain perspective, every detail you can do that. Ecosystem coverage perspective, battery life perspective, you can exactly simulate what should be the battery life, right? Here you can see the exactly, can you see this? Every detail you can simulate it as per to understand the concept, right, which you need in the corporate life to deploy in the original RedCap feature, right? Ecosystem, every soft configuration, test procedure, summary, check knowledge, every detail exactly I have mentioned it, right? And then every soft testing perspective, I have taken the multiple scenario so that it will give you the fair idea. But this is the one part, guys, right? If you really interested to know on the mastery on the RedCap part where I'm going to detail in the very conceptual detail, the configuration detail, Amarisoft test bed part, how you can execute the test, how you can exactly validate the test case, then please join my live classes where I'm going to go on the very depth. You can understand and you are ready to on the day one to execute this test case. Thank you. See you in the next section.